What's up YouTube? It's Ethan Lee. I'm your opinion editor and business manager at DePortage Central Stampede, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about some of the calculator tips and tricks for the SAT or ACT that you're going to want to know because it's going to help raise your score a lot. So at a lot of really top-notch universities, like our own University of Michigan, it's really important to have a good SAT score because that's around 40% of how they perceive you. So the tips I'll be going through today will be the quadratic formula program, systems of linear equations, storing a number as a variable, changing a number to a decimal or fraction, and the graphing functionality. So once again, I believe we as juniors will be taking the SAT on April 9th, and if you're a sophomore or senior or even a freshman, if you still wanted to take it, which is a great idea and want to get that out of your way, just listen up. I'm about to run through. Let's go. One more thing, this is obviously intended for the math portion of the ACT or the SAT because it's all calculator stuff, and this video is intended for the popular TI-83, 84, or pretty much any kind of 84 like CE or plus or anything like that. Alright guys, so the first tip that I'm going to talk about is the quadratic formula program. So before I go any further, yes, I don't know why either, but it is entirely allowed for students to install programs on their calculator to assist in problem solving. And I would say it's the best kept secret about the SAT and ACT. Really, you can just download any program and app, put it in your calculator, and it's going to help you. So in this case, I want to talk about the quadratic formula program. So we all know the quadratic formula is a really lengthy thing. It's like -b plus or minus, all that. And on the SAT and ACT, you're going to see it used a lot. You're going to need to know how to do it, but it can save you time by installing this program, which is exactly why I'm going to talk about it. So once again, it is a downloadable program. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually install it onto your calculator. So to do that, plug your calculator to a computer, go to www.ticalc.org, and then choose which one of the many programs, because they're made by many creators, that you want to download. If you want to know more about that process, I'm not going to go in length or detail into this, but I would search on YouTube how to download programs onto your calculator, and I hope that helps. So once you have downloaded it, I would go onto your calculator and hit the PRGM program button right in the middle. After you do that, you should be able to see the quadratic formula program, so I'd select that. After that, just hit the keys on your calculator and enter a value for the A, B, and C components of the quadratic formula, and you should get an answer, whether it's no real solutions, one solution, or both of the solutions. Now, the second tip that I have for you guys is the system of linear equations program. This is pretty much the same thing as what I talked about in the previous part with the quadratic formulas program, except it is obviously for the system of linear equations. This is something that you're going to see on the SAT a lot, same as before, and it's usually when you have two equations that have two variables, usually x or y or a and b, and then two constants, and they're going to ask you to find both of those variables. Or if it's on the SAT and it's going to want to trick you, it's going to be x squared or find x minus 4 or something like that. But anyway, how to download this: simply follow the process that I just told you. Go to www.ticalc.org, choose which one of the system of linear equations programs you want to download, and put it on right into your calculator. So just like last time, hit PRGM or program right in the middle of your calculator. Choose the program that you want to do, the linear system equations program. And so the next three things that I'm going to be talking about are not programs. It's nothing outside that you have to go on a website and download. Rather, these are tips and tricks that are already in your calculator that you may or may not have heard about. They're all going to save you a lot of time. You'll be able to double check your answer, and hopefully it's going to boost your math score by a significant amount. So the third tip that I have is called storing a number as a variable. So after getting a solution for a question in an equation, you may want to double check the answer.
That can be done by plugging in your answer back into the equation. Simplify things by storing that answer as the variable x in your calculator. Just enter the numeric value, hit the STO and then right hand arrow on the bottom left corner, and then the x, t, theta, n button sort of in the middle. After that, the variable x will equal whichever value you've entered. Let's move on to the fourth tip that I have, which is changing a number to a decimal or a fraction. So some people like fractions, and probably most like decimals like me, but it doesn't matter when you can convert between them in an instant. By pressing the black math button on in the top left, scrolling over to the fraction section and then choosing the third option, answer choices can be converted back and forth with ease depending on what the question asks for. So really simply, this means that if you get an answer of 0.5, you want to know what that is as a fraction. If you do 0.5 and then go through the steps that I said, it should give you 1/2 or half on your calculator. So how do you do that? Well, let's do that same example. So I'm going to type in 0.5 on my calculator. Then I'm going to go to that black math button. I'm going to go over to the frac section, which is FRAC. It's going to be all the way on the right if you have a TI-84 plus CE like I do. It's going to be the third option. It's going to be a sort of pyramid looking thing, F, and then 2 of those, and then D. I'm going to press that, and then I'm simply going to hit answer, and then it's going to give you 1/2.
So yeah, I hope these tips have helped, and I hope you're going to get that 800 on the SAT math portion or 36 on the ACT's math portion. So good luck. Hope these helps. Peace.